Alright, so hopefully you're back for the second part of this thing. At the moment, tearing my FXR apart to get this thing repainted. So far I've gone ahead and taken the front bearing off, seat, side covers, the dash is off, fuel tank is still draining, got the weight off the back half of the bike, so I'm getting ready to go through and pull all the bolts that hold the fender struts and the rear shocks off so I can get the rear fender off, but I gotta pull my tail light, license plate bracket, a couple other little things, but hopefully by the time I get the rear fender off, the tank will be done draining. All I gotta do is left on that one there is just take the crossover line off and lift the tank off of there. And then yeah, I got some stickers to pull off of some stuff so we can get it ready to go to the painter. So anyhow, nuts and bolts, take stuff apart. Absolutely love this freaking flexi-legged GoPro mount that looks like a little rubber octopus. You can bend those things around and grab it around and stick that camera wherever the hell you need to. Yeah. I can get all this out of here. Which I may not put these back on here after the fact and not use the quick detach stuff for the saddlebags that I never put on this thing anymore. Used to run saddlebags all the time on it, but since this thing isn't like my go-to ride it every single day bike anymore, don't really need them. That's why my Dyna's got saddlebags on it, because that's the one I use for commuting and don't care if I ride it in the rain and whatnot. It's okay if that bike gets dirty and nasty and filthy, because that is the get on it and go bike. Which this one used to be that bike, but it's retired. It's earned its life of relaxation now. May have to get a real ratchet for this one. Alright, so I went on ahead and just off camera to freaking get those other bolts off. I still got to do this side too, but I need to pull my tail light and get the wires off of there. I'll take the plate bracket and stuff off with it off the bike, because that'll be way easier than reaching up in there between the fender and the tire like I'm doing now. So now I get to remember, I don't know if this thing has a connector inside of it or if it's hardwired or what, because I put this tail light on here easily 10 years ago. So I don't even remember what the hell's in there. Hey, it's got a plug connector. Nice. Because I know these things didn't come with this setup, so I wasn't sure if I had straight wired it or not. But that makes that a lot more convenient. Cool. Alright, now I had to reposition and pull the other fender strut bolts off. Then just about ready to pull the fender off. Okay, so on these older Harleys, the newer ones have like this plastic loom piece that snaps in with a couple of clips. These older ones, they actually have like a flat piece of sheet metal that kind of curves up and around. And you just got to get in with a flat blade and kind of pry it away from the fender, and then the wire just slips up all the way around it. So I got to get in here and get these guys out of the way so I can pull the wire harness out, which it's not much, it's just for the tail light. If I can find it. There it is. First one. I don't know if I should attempt to try and stuff the camera up inside there. Probably not going to be able to see squat. I'm probably just better off to bend these things out of the way, and then once I got the fender off, I can actually flip it over and show you better what's actually in there. Because right now I'm just kind of flying blind here, but kind of getting into a rhythm now that I can feel where they're at. So I'm going to do that, pull these 4 bolts out, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to slide this fender off. Alright, and we're back, finally. Last bolt, fender's already starting to fall off, which I'm going to get another set of hands in here when it comes time to put this together. Right now it doesn't matter if this fender gets scratched because it's already scratched and it's getting painted. So not only that, but it's actually cracked on the other side. I'm going to have to weld and grind and clean up a little spot on this fender before it gets painted anyways. So not too worried about it. That works. Let's see, am I missing one? Ah, it's got one more up here at the front. Well, shit. And of course it'd be a 1/2 inch. I do have one out here. Well, at least they were kind enough to make that just a threaded spot in the frame for that. At least it feels like that's what it is. Hopefully I'm not just spinning a nut on the other side of a tab and I gotta pull the battery and stuff out to take this one bolt out. Hope that's not the case. Might be. No, it's coming out. Cool. It is threaded. Nice. Huh. Cool. Slide out. Oh yeah. Beat to crap. Anyhow. See ya. There you go. These are the tabs I was talking about, all the way down. This side here, they haven't been disturbed, but on this side, I don't know if you can see that because I can't see what you guys can see. I just went through and bent them up a little bit so I can lift the wire up out of them. So now I gotta get these 3 bolts for my tag bracket. And then you can see there's a lovely crack over here. And I need to weld up, which I'll weld it from the back side and grind it smooth. And then I might have to sand a little bit on the other side just for penetration from the weld. But anyhow, fix that. But yeah, most people don't have that issue, but these old Evo motors, when you start building on them and making power, something about the certain cam profiles, like the EV51 from Andrews, it makes great power. The bike runs awesome, but it's got such an aggressive chop to it when it's idling. At low RPM and stuff, it puts off a really harsh buzz through the whole chassis, and this thing just eats fenders alive. They start cracking. My dad's Panhead does the same thing. It'll go through the back of the fender past the struts. It sits there and wags going down the road, and they start cracking right here around the end where the strut stops. But yeah, anyhow, I'll weld it, call it good. It'll last many years before it cracks again. But yeah, reposition the camera, go over to the table. But you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna take it off of there, off camera, because you don't need to see me take 3 freaking bolts out. We already know how to do that, so. Yeah, it's late, I'm tired. I'll be right back. Okay, finally, this thing is done draining. Went on ahead and took a little while to go and strip some of the vinyl and stickers off of the other body panels. That way those are ready to go while I was waiting for this to finish draining. Take this crossover line up here off. We're just about there. I still got to get this stuff off. But we'll do that once we get the tank off the bike. crossover line does not want to come off, just like the fuel line off the carburetor. And of course, there's still fuel up here. Fantastic. Glad I got that on video. Vacuum plug and a clamp. Be right back. Alright, let's try this one again, shall we? Except this time, I got that stick on there. Fantastic. Yeah, bring you in here real quick to make this a little easier. Plug that. Anyhow, all I did there, got a little clamp over there, which has still got a little fuel in it, but anyhow, and a big vacuum plug there. Now we're good to pull the tank off, and then I can continue to drain this the rest of the way, because I can roll it around a little bit and get all the fuel to the petcock. Yeah, almost there. But anyhow, I'm going to go on ahead and pull the tank off of this thing, and then I'm going to peel this crap off and go through all the nightmare of getting that glue cleaned off of it. And then I'm going to call it a night. So, I guess I'm going to call it a night for this one, video-wise. And I'll catch back up with you guys after I got some progress on the paint work. Maybe I'll get in some video when he's done with it over at the paint shop before I get all of it back here to put it on the bike. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Got to play it by ear. Catch you all in the next one.